Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we're back again with Steins Gate. So, last episode, we finally decided that, yeah, we'll date Luka in order to be able to get the, D-mail reversed and all that and save Mayuri. And so we consulted Kurisu and Ferris and kind of got some sort of dating manual to try and teach us how to properly treat a lady. And then we went on a very boring date with Luka, where we kind of reminisced about the first time we met Luka back on the other world line when she was biologically a guy. And all that. And basically, they met because some guys were harassing Luka, and Okarin was like, "Cut that shit out, I won't stand for it." And Luka was like, "I fell in love with you when you stood up for me," and all that good stuff. And so they went off and bought the sword, Samadare, and they were friends ever since. Then they came back over to this world line. Okarin started suspecting that Luka might have memories of when she was her previous self and trying to figure things out. So the date for today on the 14th kind of got canceled because it was an awkward conversation there. And that's pretty much it. So, instead of fussing over a date, I'll try something that won't make Luka sad. Whatever will we do? The next morning, after Mayuri and Daru have left for Ariake, I head to the shrine to pick up Lukaka. We might be going to Komima. We hop the train to Akiba Station. When she looks askance at me, I tell her we're going to see Mayuri. Today it won't be just the two of us. I don't know how to say when... I don't know what to say when we're alone. I'm afraid I'll just hurt her again. It's time to try something different. Time to try to be our true nerdy otaku self. When we get off the train at Tokyo Big Sight, Lukaku stares in wonder at the scene spread before her. People, people, people. People as far as the eye can see. Welcome to Komima, the Otaku Festival. My ground, bitch. So it's the first day of, so Big Sight's more crowded than usual. This is my plan, to take Lukaku to Komima. I'm not making a cut. Oh, wait. I just remembered something. Did it? Oh, who was it? Didn't Suzuha say that Daru meets her mom here? Yeah? I think so, anyway. If I'm remembering that correctly. I'm not making her cosplay, of course. Lukaku wouldn't even do it at Mayuri's request. And I don't want to force her to do anything she doesn't want to. We're just here to look around and have fun. First order of business is to hook up with Mayuri and Daru. Those two live and breathe Komima, so I'm sure they'll have a lot to talk about. Conversation will flow, and I'll be off the hook. How wonderful to have friends you can count on. Of course, bringing a date to Komima is a surefire way to earn myself the hatred of otaku everywhere. But no matter, I'll endure their contempt, if that's what it takes to make Lukaku happy. So resolved, I strike out through the crowd towards our designated rendezvous point. Lukaku, clearly overwhelmed by the sheer number of people, struggles to follow behind.
Okarin, Luka-chan.
Near the edge of the parking lot, I see the petite Mayuri waving her hands high. There aren't as many people here. Honestly, they look like they could be sisters.
Welcome to Komima, Luka-chan. Yeah, it's my first time coming here, but it's amazing. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Where's Daru?
Daru-kun's in line for promo goods. He couldn't come. He said maybe he'll join us later, if he survives the battle.
Damn, that means he won't join us for at least another hour. Couldn't he, forgo the battle just this once? Yaku's eyes dart from place to place. She's clearly uncomfortable in this chaotic atmosphere. There's still some awkwardness between us after what happened yesterday. Even on the train ride, we barely spoke to each other. What's the point of being a couple if it turns out like this? It was easier to talk when we weren't supposed to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Kaku seemed to enjoy herself more, too. Was it a mistake to bring her to Komima? Well, Lukaku didn't refuse. Even when I told her we were going to Komima, she just nodded obediently.
Mayushi will show you around, okay? There's lots of people, so we gotta be careful. First, we'll go to the cosplay area, and then we'll go inside.
Mayuri's more cheerful than usual. She must be happy to have us here.
Hey, is there anything you guys want to see?
Lukaku, is there anything you want to see?
No.
Lukaku shakes her head.
It's my first time, so if Okabe-san wants to see something, I'll go see it.
I'm not particularly interested in anything. Jesus. Lukaku looks unhappy. We're so awkward together. Crap, I shouldn't have answered like that.
Hey, Luka-chan, if you come to the cosplay area, I'm sure you'll change your mind about cosplaying.
Mayuri talks happily to Lukaku, but I chose to rely on the ditz who can't read this mood.
It's not embarrassing at all, see? Because everyone's having fun. Kaede-chan and Fubuki-chan are there wearing Mayushi's costumes. I'll introduce you, okay? You should come tomorrow, too. I'll bring costumes for you and we can cosplay together.
Koji as Zero-sum.
I think Okarin would be perfect as Zero-sum for Kojias. You'll cosplay if Okarin does it with you, right, Luka-chan?
Did you already have that prepared for me, Mary?
You will, won't you? Mayushi thinks it's a great idea.
Mayushi, you're being highly manipulative. Not a chance.
Sorry. Huh? No way!
Mayushi slumps her shoulders in disappointment. Great, you guys have upset Mayuri on her last day of life. In the end, Lukaku and I got fed up with the amount of people and left Ariake early. We took a direct shuttle bus to Akiba that only runs during Komima, but it was so cramped inside I thought I was going to die. Well, this is going great. By the time we get back to Akiba, Lukaku and I are exhausted. My feet feel like blocks of lead, and I don't have the energy to even attempt conversation. Two of us schlepp back to the shrine without speaking a word, like Spanish monks under a vow of silence. Lukaku doesn't raise a single complaint, but taking her to Komima was obviously a mistake. Lukaku's expression has been stiff ever since we met up with Mayuri. Maybe she's still traumatized by otaku. The first time I met Lukaku, he was being harassed by otaku. Maybe they left a bad impression. I just brought her into a trauma zone. We don't talk. I spent most of the day shoulder to shoulder with strangers. I can probably count on my fingers the words I said directly to Lukaku today. When we arrive at the shrine, our time as a couple will end. So this is our last chance to duck as boyfriend and girlfriend. But I'm confused. What should I talk about? Should I think about things we have in common? The Demon Sword Samadari. The Seishin Zanma School of Swordsmanship? Kurisu said to avoid Shinobu topics, and the dating manual concurred. What else is there? It finally dawns on me. There's nothing else Lukaku and I share. Silence dominates the shrine. Golly, you just look so stressed there, Luka-chan. Silence should be calming, but it's not. I've safely escorted Lukaku home. Mayuri's death is just 3 hours away. The temporary relationship between me and Lukaku ends here. Now I just need to talk to Lukaku to give me her mother's pager number. However, is it really okay to let it end like this? In the end, what have I done for Lukaku? I haven't done squat, have I? All I've done is hurt her. Suddenly, Lukaku starts sobbing. She covers her mouth with both hands, but can't stop the tears pouring from her eyes. Lukaku, please, just tell me. When I approach her, Lukaku pulls back. I don't know what I've done wrong. Lukaku wipes the corners of her eyes, but the tears keep flowing, forming a glistening line down each cheek. I'm speechless. I have no idea what to do. Girl is crying before my eyes. It's my duty as a man to comfort her. I know that, and yet no words come. I just stand there like a useless statue. The cause of Lukaku's tears is undoubtedly me. I didn't treat her right as my girlfriend, even if it was only a temporary arrangement. And now it ends with me watching as Lukaku cries. Lukaku, I'm the one who did this to her. I'm the cause of her grief. And yet...
Thank you very much.
She thanks me and bows her head. Ah! She lifts her head and smiles shyly through her tears.
I was really happy that we could be together.
That's a lie.
I'm glad I fell in love with you.
That has to be a lie. To my surprise, Luka takes my hand in hers. Her hand is very warm and delicate. Wait, has she been sad this whole time because she's dreading having to let this go? This is the first time I've touched her since we became a couple. And it will be the last. Luka places a note in my hand, and then she pulls away. She bows her head again.
Bye now.
Luka turns her back to me and then disappears into the shrine office. I look at the note. There's a number written there. Probably her mother's pager number. She kept her promise, but I didn't keep mine. Can't let it end like this. I run full speed back to the lab, ignoring Greasy's calls to stop. I slap the headgear on and leap to the past. We're going to give her a proper date, damn it! Date, round 2, fight! See how we can fix this. I regain consciousness in front of Akihabara Station. Kako is next to me. We're about to board the train for Komama. Oh, we just went further back in the day. Kako looks a little anxious, but she doesn't raise a single complaint. The shuttle bus pulls up. Huge line of people begins to move. We can't go to Komama like this. Shaking off my time leap-induced vertigo, take Lukaku by the hand. Come on! Once we get out of line, I let go of Lukaku's hand and start walking.
Okabe-san? The bus is here.
We're not going to Komama.
Huh?
This time, we're doing things my way. Gonna get crazy up in here!
Okabe-san, where are we going? Okabe-san?
How's it feel not to have somebody respond to you? I keep walking with Lukaku's hand in mine, ignoring everything else. Lukaku looks bewildered at first, but eventually she says no more and just starts following me with a sad expression. We arrive at Yanabayashi Shrine, a place devoid of visitors, where an aura of peace and dignity dominates, where the cries of cicadas resound. Lukaku's home. Finally, I turn to face Lukaku. Instead of letting go, I grasp her warm hand even tighter than before. Perhaps it's the heat, or perhaps it's our nervousness, but our hands are damp with sweat. But still, I don't let go. Lukaku is hanging her head. She might cry at any moment.
This means our relationship is over, doesn't it?
Her lips tremble, her voice trembles. I summon my resolve and answer her with a laugh. Ha! What are you talking about?
Huh?
Our couple phase isn't over yet. I strike a pose and mimic a line from a popular card battling anime. Till I witnessed Mary's death, this was how I acted all the time. This is the man she fell in love with. Now it takes some effort, but I still have it in me.
But...
Weren't you listening? This time we're doing things my way. Now, my disciple, bring forth the demon sword, Samadari. The wind blows. The tree growing over the main building rustles its leaves in response. Kako looks at me blankly. Tears form in the corners of her eyes.
What?
Isn't it obvious? It's time to continue your training at the Seishin Zanma School of Swordsmanship.
My training?
Have you already forgotten what I taught you?
No, but Oka...
It's Kyoma.
Huh?
Have you forgotten my true name, Lukaku? I am the insane mad scientist who owned Kyoma. Swallowing my embarrassment, I strike another pose. I was so caught up in the question of your gender that I lost sight of our true relationship. But now I finally realized the truth. Our relationship was decided from the very beginning.
Decided how?
I may be a man and you may be a woman, but our temporary relationship as a couple... I take a deep breath. I gently comb my fingers through Lukaku's hair. I twist my lips into a grin. Matters not.
Huh?
I. Lukaku is Lukaku. Now you fucking get it, Rennie. And Lukaku is my disciple. Yeah, it works. As I gently stroke her hair, Lukaku puts her warm hand on top of mine. Oh no, this is sweet. The tears collected in the corner of her eyes suddenly fall.
Yes, of course, Akabe. I mean, Kyoma-san is my master.
Well said. Now, Lukaku, bring forth Samidare.
At once. Just a moment. I'll be right back. Please stay here, okay?
I'm not going anywhere, so hurry. Lukaku reluctantly lets go of my hand, shyly turns away from me, and heads to the shrine office. We gave her an escape. That's what it is. We spend 4 hours training, just like we used to. Practice swings with the demon sword. Stories of the sword's history. Lectures on the intricacies of Seishin Sanma swordsmanship. All fabricated from my Chunibyo delusions. I talk. Lukaku, dressed down her Miko robes, listens with rapt attention. Occasionally, we take a break on the shrine stairway and eat sweet rice balls Lukaku's mother brings us. And that's how we spend an extraordinary, ordinary 4 hours. Now that is some sweet shit right there. Alright, that's it for today. Lukaku lowers her stance and slowly sheathes the demon sword Samidare. She looks so beautiful and majestic standing there in flowing white robes, sword shining in her hand. I find myself mesmerized once again. Lukaku bows, snapping me out of it.
Thank you. I think I got a little stronger.
No need for humility. Today you mastered one of the Seishin Zanma style secrets. Type 32, Cherry Bomb. But don't get cocky, for you are still weak.
Yes, sir. I want to learn even more from you.
The breeze feels nice after the sweat we worked up. We savor our comfortable fatigue as we drink the barley tea Lukaku's mother brought for us.
I feel like it's been a long time since you last taught me, Kyoma-san.
For the past few days, my mind has been under the dread influence of the foul grimoire known as the Manual. But I've fully recovered. Do not worry.
Thank goodness you're back to your old self.
Lukaku answers happily. And then her expression turns serious, as if she's made up her mind about something.
Yesterday you asked me if I had any memories from when I was a guy.
Oh, yeah. Lukaku looks away. I see her hands fidgeting in her lap. Finally, with trembling lips, she speaks.
I do remember.
No surprise. I expected she remembered, after what I experienced with Ferris. I guess Suzuha technically did too.
I remember, or actually, how should I say it? It's a very transient feeling.
Transient?
I can't clearly remember it, but at the bottom of my sea of memories, well, in my head,
Lukaku starts pawing at the air above and to the right of her head.
It feels like it's around here somewhere.
I don't really get it. Anyway, you remember. Lukaku nods.
I'm sorry I lied yesterday.
Oh, don't worry about it. You should be proud to have fooled the great Huo and Kyoma.
So, because I remembered, I knew Mom's pager number without having to ask.
She takes out a piece of paper, upon which is written a number.
I was going to give you this no matter how things turned out today. And one more thing.
One more thing?
I don't know if it's related to my memories, but it's about that old computer.
Oh, do tell. This might be important. Now, that I didn't expect. The IBM 5100?
Yes, I think so.
True, Lukaku did seem like she knew something about the IBM 5100. Plus, Luka's dad confirmed that it was here at the shrine. And then one day it suddenly disappeared. Does Lukaku know where it is now? If that's true, Lukaku, then you might not have to turn back into a guy. But Lukaku faintly shakes her head. don't think it's that easy. But why not? Luka grips my hand.
Please, come with me. I'll show you.
She looks into my eyes. Luka is no longer crying. In the fading sunlight, her eyes shine with firm resolve. She brings me to Daibiru. I look up at the huge towering building. The IBN 500's here.
Not there.
Luka faces away from Daibiru and points to a coin locker tucked in a narrow alley.
It happened last year before New Year's.
Luka walks up to the coin locker as she talks.
The computer was at our shrine until then.
Until New Year's? That's a contradiction. It was only 2 weeks ago that I found the IBN 5100 at Yamabayashi Shrine, which means I really haven't returned to the original world line.
It's all my fault. I was helping out at the shrine, sweeping the storehouse when I broke it by accident.
You broke it? Luka nods.
But I thought Dad would get mad at me if he found out, so I brought it here and hid it in a coin locker.
You hid the evidence. I'm actually kind of surprised. It must have been tough bringing it all the way out here. That thing weighs a ton.
I used the push cart from home and it broke too.
Even so, it must have been hard to get it here with just a push cart. Maybe she was running on adrenaline.
When I heard Kiyoma-san was searching for it, I was really surprised. I know I should have told you the truth, but I thought you'd hate me for it and I couldn't say anything.
Nonsense, I wouldn't hate you for that. No matter what, you're still my disciple.
I know.
Luka takes the locker key out of her pocket.
It's already been more than half a year, so the management probably took it away.
Half a year? I guess it's hopeless then. Locker charges 200 yen per day. Normally, if a coin locker goes unpaid for more than a few days, management retrieves the contents. And if the owner doesn't claim it within a month, it's usually thrown away. Meaning the IBN 5100 is already... Luka goes to a large locker at the end of the row, inserts the key and tries the lock.
Ah, it's not locked.
I guess that settles it. Sure enough, Luka opens the door to reveal an empty locker.
I'm sorry.
Either way, it doesn't matter. There's no point in retrieving a broken IBN 5100, but don't tell her that. It's not your fault. I'm the one who messed up with the timeline. Everything that happened is my fault.
Kiyoma-san?
That's why I must bear the burden. Mayuri's pain, Suzuha's pain, Ferris's pain, and now Luka's to join with it. Something occurs to me. What if I send a D-mail telling Lukaku not to sweep the storehouse? How would that change the world line? Would the IBN 500 stay at Yanabayashi Shrine, ready for me to retrieve in August as planned? Part of me wants to try sending the D-mail. If it works, Lukaku could stay a girl. No, I mustn't give in to temptation. My goal is to restore the world line, not warp it further. Fix the past to save Mayuri. That is my mission.
There's something strange about my memories.
Strange how?
Inside my mind, there are two memories about that old computer mixed together. The first is the memory of me breaking it. The other has no memory of it at all. The mailman didn't break the computer. He swept the main shrine instead of the storehouse.
So Lukaku swept the storehouse because she became a girl. Because she swept the storehouse, she broke the IBN 5100 and deposited it into the coin locker. As a result, the IBN 5100 will never reach me. Is this the butterfly effect?
So there's no choice. I have to go back to being a guy.
There's no longer any doubt in her eyes. There's no choice. She knows it as well as I. We return empty-handed to Yanabayashi Shrine, which has dyed scarlet by the setting sun. Lukaku lets go of my hand after we arrive. We spent the whole walk hand in hand. Then she turns to me.
So, this is goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I could train with you again.
She smiles shyly again, but her cheeks are dyed pink. I can tell she's desperately holding back her tears. But those tears hold a different meaning than the ones I saw before I time-leaped. At least, I'd like to think so. I didn't really do anything boyfriend-like for you, did I?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right, I guess. I'm sincerely relieved, as long as we had fun together. Cause Luka smiled for me.
Please, save Mayuri-chan. Mayuri-chan is really important to me.
Lukaku?
Please, go already. If you don't, I might cry. So, please, thank you for everything. This is where I use that phrase, right? Elsai Kongali?
It's kangaroo. I find myself smiling. Kako forces a smile too.
Elsai Kangaroo.
She bows deeply. She doesn't raise her head. A sign for me to go already. I turn back to the archway at the shrine's entrance. My feet are heavy. They won't advance. I stop in front of the stairs. Then I take out my phone.
Okabe, Mayuri called. She was mad you stood her up on your promise to go to Kamima.
Christina, I need you to enter a number into the phone wave. Name subject to change.
What? Explain yourself.
Please, just do it. I'm sending a D-mail. I hear a sigh on the other end of the phone. The number is... I tell her Lukaku's mother's pager number, with another string of numbers attached. That's all the numbers. Meat, meat, veg, veg, meat, meat, veg, veg. When she sees this, Lukaku's mother will probably think it's a prank. And then she'll assume the D-mail we sent earlier was also a prank. If that still doesn't change the world lines, we can't just, try something else. Pages in 1992 didn't display the sender's number. Kaka's mother won't know who sent it. I already told Kurisu the time we're setting. Everything's ready. Hang up once I confirm that the 42-inch CRT is on. Now I just need to call the phone wave and name subject change. Then the world line will change. Kaka will turn back into a guy. Her memories will disappear. Mayuri won't die today. However, I hesitate to open my address book. My thoughts turn to Lukaku, who is probably still watching me from behind. If I turn around, what will I see on her face? I want to check, but I don't think she'd want that. Kako finally smiled for me today, but I still have lingering reservations inside. This time, I'm about to sacrifice Lukaku's memories. The memories of the 17 years she lived as a girl on this world line. The memories of her parents who rejoiced when their daughter was born. I'm about to erase all that. But if I don't, I will be rejecting the 17 years Lukaku lived as a guy. I will be rejecting the memories of his parents who rejoiced when their son was born. Even so, is it okay to turn Lukaku back into a guy? I'm lost and cannot take another step. I've sacrificed the memories of 2 friends already. The sight of their tears is burned into my mind. Something soft presses against my back. Lukaku has embraced me from behind! I hear faint sobbing. What expression is she making now? Even without looking, I can tell.
I really don't want to change back.
Her words are like needles stabbing into my heart.
Because if I change back into a guy, I'll have to hide my feelings for you. It would be wrong for me to love you if I'm a guy.
Bullshit, Luka! You love who you want to love! I have nothing against homosexuals. And I got a freaking phone call. I can wait. Unfortunately, I am heterosexual. I won't be able to answer Lukaku's feelings if he's a guy. My memories of today will vanish.
My memories of today will vanish too, won't they? That we held hands and walked together. That we trained together after such a long time. That I'm touching Okabe-san's body right now. I don't want to forget, I don't. Because I love you. I love Okabe-san. I want to save my Yuri-chan too, and I understand there's no other way, but it still hurts. At the very least, I want to keep my memories of today. If I'd known it would hurt this much, then I never would have wished to become a girl in the first place.
Kako.
I'm sorry. I know that doesn't matter to you, right?
Even as a guy, you're still Lukaku to me. That won't change.
Yes, it makes me happy to hear you say that. Okabe-san, please send the email. Please send it quickly. If you let me feel your warmth any longer, I might say even worse things. I can't hold back my feelings anymore.
Lukaku, is this really okay?
Okabe-san, please. I'm about to sacrifice someone again.
Is it my place to make that decision? Well, I mean, it's what we're going to end up doing, but that's going to be in the next episode. So, thoughts and opinions for this one. Okay, well, this game's age is showing, ain't it? This is kind of a very outdated storyline, I hate to say. Because, like... But I guess it's modern for its time, because Okurin doesn't really mind. But again, he is heterosexual, he acknowledges that, and everything. He's always found Luka cute, but he only is, like, sexually attracted to her on this world line, right? And he's only attracted to her as a female. The only thing that I have, like, a real big problem with is... Like, I don't think the gender for Luka is coming from... Or the gendering, I should say, of Luka is coming from a genuine place here, because, like, if we look at the other world line, you know, that Luka's father was forcing, you know, Luka to dress in the Miko garb and to, yeah, be super girly and feminine because Luka looked very feminine. And everything there. And then society, you know, considers taboo homosexuality at the time for here. All that. And so it kind of puts Luka into a corner. And it's kind of forcing it to be a choice between, you know, sexuality and gender identity, I guess. Because I don't... While this Luka has been raised as a girl, the previous Luka did acknowledge that he was, you know, male and accepted that he was male. And all that. And the only thing that really seems to be kind of making... At least how they're wording it in my interpretation, is that she wants to stay female here because that's the only way that she can openly love Okurin and have a chance at that feeling being reciprocated. But I don't feel like that's a right place to come from with it, but again, it's a very, very, very complicated subject, isn't it? And stuff, because you shouldn't have to choose, you know, your sexuality or your gender, and you shouldn't be forced to conform to a certain gender just to meet the expectations of a, you know, heteronormative society, I guess. I don't know. This is an awkward one. But, yeah, I like Luka as a character, anything, but even with all the complicated stuff surrounding Luka and their gender, I also don't feel like Luka is anywhere near as close to Okurin as the rest of the characters were. You know, Ferris shared that, you know, same kind of crazy energy as Okurin. They had the same kind of Chunibu crap going on with them. Suzuha was able to you know, speak on his crazy level, but in a realistic sense, because they both were, you know, she basically reinforced what he already, I guess, suspected about the world and the evils that could possibly lie within it, and they were kind of on the same page there, even if their personalities were vastly different. You know, Kurisu is basically a more sarcastic, serious version of Okurin, and Mayuri's been a childhood friend for, you know, as long as they can remember, basically, since childhood. And stuff, they have so much more in common, where this, it just shows, you know, she's not attracted to the real him, she's attracted to the persona that he put on to save her. And all they have together is that fantasy. And that's kind of a big problem, because it is just a fantasy. And so I don't feel like there's anything lasting to be gained from this with Luka. But that's my thoughts for this episode. Next time we're going to see how the Luka ending goes and see if that does anything to make this whole thing better. So until then, like and subscribe if you want to, and thank you for watching.